Good evening and welcome to it. It is exclusive interviews right here on ZTN Prime. My name is Erica Andoro. Now, once in a while, what we love to do is we love to delve into different lifestyles. I'm talking of musicians, producers, artists, and of the like. And this evening, we're going to be speaking to a producer, and his name is Macdee Chidavaenzi. Feels so strange to actually say Macdee Chidavaenzi. Matter of fact, someone actually did say to me, "Do you know Macdee?" And I'm like, "From where?" He's like, "A producer." I'm like, "No, who's that?" Then they said Macdee. I'm like, you mean Maki? You're now welcome to it.
Thank you. My mom will be turning in her grave right now.
Macdee. And I can imagine that's where you derived Macdee from, McDonald.
It's just a shortcut, yeah.
Yeah. Did you not particularly like the name McDonald?
I loved it, but it was too long.
Yeah.
Especially for them. Plus, I kind of felt like Macdee was cool, you know. Macdee.
Yeah, my name is Macdee.
You know, it was nice.
Listen, you are a vocalist, producer. We can add a lot of titles to that.
Yeah.
For a very long time, I knew that you were a producer. Then I think from the song Kandiro, I was like, when did you start? I don't know what started first. Did you start music first or production?
To be honest, I started as an attempted singer. But I was bad, yeah. Our first attempt at singing, we went to Movep Studios in Braeside. Yeah. Personally, I wanted to be a producer, but we used the whole singing charade to get into the studio. So we paid for studio time, got in there. Then when it was time for production, I was like to the producer, "Do you mind if I play my own keys?" Then it's like, "Oh, yeah, feel free." Then I went there, I played, and then started showing him what we wanted to do.
This is keys on the keyboard?
Yeah. So from there, I was like, wait, you're so talented. How did you think about this line and this line and this line? Then they asked me to be coming over time and again. So we scratched the whole singing thing because it was really...
I'm still in a song but
it wasn't coming out nice. But he loved the production side of things. So they took me in, and after a while, I got stolen by Country Boy Records, Innocent Utsue Gota, and from there the journey just went.
Lovely that the journey went far, because now you are working with a lot of well-renowned artists, but we will get to that. Now let's talk about production itself. You, of course, by the time you went to the records that you went to, you did mention that you knew how to do it already. But when you are producing, surely I know what you're gonna. Which production do you always think of and think, do
you know what? People won't believe me, but it was one of the biggest songs in gospel. But I listen to it now, and with the knowledge that I have now of sound and everything, I cringe. Inon's Ndinjere by Bethen Pasnawako.
Oh yes.
Not many people who are just ordinary listeners would pick quotation. The song is poorly mixed, but it was a big song.
Your points where you
listening to it now. I'm like, what was I doing? Turn down those highs, do this, do that. But it was a big song, and we thank God that it took us places,
I get the feeling that growing up, music was always something that you wanted to do. Or I could be wrong.
I always knew that it was going to be music. I used to lie to myself, I'm going to be a doctor. But music just took over. Like, I can't explain it.
Do you apply music in your daily life? When I ask that, I mean, is there anything else you do if you're not producing that's not toward music?
To be honest, my whole life has just been it's just been modeled by music. If I'm not doing production, I'm doing a commercial. I do commercials for various companies and agencies. If I'm not doing that, I am at a band rehearsal. I'm teaching people or directing a band. If I'm not doing that, I'm at church doing praise and worship. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing vocal lessons with people. If I'm not doing that, I'm writing songs for people. If I'm not doing that...
Writing songs?
Yeah, I have written so many songs.
Example?
Wow. I got what is...
Really?
Okay, well, let's just say every big song that you know that I've done, I'm either the full composer or a part composer. So,
explain this to me. When you write a song for someone, do you write it with someone in mind?
To be honest with me, it's weird. I think it's spiritual. I feel like God just throws these things at me. I get a song, and the moment I hear the song, I'm like, I'm going to be so cool singing this song. Then I realize, like, something just taps me and says, no, that's not yours. That one is for Trevor.
Really?
That one is for Tembalami. That one is for Pastor G. That one is for that lady over there. Some people come into studio, they pay for recording. Then they say, no, we don't have a song, so we would like to get into a contract where you write.
They come to studio, they pay for studio time, they don't have a song.
Yes.
Magic. So what do they plan on doing in the case that you don't have songs?
They know that Macdee never runs out.
Or maybe, yeah, because they're going to go get studio time.
And the funny thing is, it's not like I always have a song.
Yeah.
If it's gospel, you know what we do? We just sit there. My money is counted, chichi, everything is done, agree, a contract's on.
Did you say my money is counted?
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't work before the money is done.
I like that part. My money is counted.
It
exactly.
has to
we
be,
must make
it has
sure.
to be balanced. So once we do that, then we just say, let's pray before we do the song. After we're done, I'm like, I have an idea. And then we're working.
I have a billion questions for you, but let's stick there to songwriting for a minute. When someone comes into studio, they've paid for studio time, so you owe them that attention.
Yeah.
But how do you project it to them? Or because they've paid, nobody didn't go recorder, and then you just don't put your tagline on it. What do you do when someone can't sing?
Well, for me, the thing is, we have pre-production meetings.
Yeah.
Before we start, because recording is like a project for me. We meet, we sit. I want to know you. Who are you? Where are you coming from? Who referred you to me? Why did you come to me?
Really?
Yeah. For starters, I want to ascertain if you're serious. Some people come to spy. You won't believe it. To actually spy.
To spy?
Yeah. Some people come to look for a guy. You know, it's a thing.
I can imagine you get a lot of that. That you
Not
get
really
women
a lot.
that want to your attention, so they come and sing.
It's not really a lot. It's I
can imagine you can't say it's a lot.
No, it's an occasional thing. Because the thing is, over 20 years of doing music, you set standards and boundaries that make it difficult for somebody to waste their time trying to think that I'm gonna go that place and be like this. Like I've seen people who come in my studio without an appointment. You just knock and I say come in, and I'm wondering. I'm not expecting anybody. The moment you open the door, everyone in there is looking at you like, who are you?
I know.
You know. So you would never dare to do that. It does not work. My time is paid for.
Especially people from the industry, they just look like, and then which country are you from?
You're not doing
I know that. Look, let's talk about saying your production. You are master song, everything. I maybe need correction on the terminology, but you'd have mastered the song. It's complete, and does it belong to the artist after that? Soundtrack, you and their artist. I'm asking because Kwaga decided they're going to remix it elsewhere. What happens in that case?
It depends on the contractual arrangement.
Yeah.
If they pay for full production and full rights, then they can do what they want. Because what I've done is I've surrendered even my mechanical rights as a producer to say, okay, you are free to use my beat anyhow, to twist it, alter it, do anything. But if I have not given you that right, and you've just paid for production only, you best believe if you alter anything that I have done, not to fix you, but to just make me a bit richer.
Make you a bit richer.
Yeah, you just give me money.
Catching up here with Macdonald Chidavaenzi, Macdee, as we all know him. It is exclusive interviews. Please do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to it. It is exclusive interviews right here on ZTM Prime. Speaking to producer, singer-songwriter Macdee. We were touching on the nitty-gritties that people don't, the nuances, they're called nuances, when people don't know what goes into a production. So we're really touching on that. Now, Zimbabwe, I often bump into people who say, if you were in a different country, it'd be so rich. And I say, you have no idea what it takes to actually have these small things that we have. I say that because recently on social media, we saw a fellow producer of yours, Mount Zion. I don't know if he did it on purpose or if people, you know how we eradicate people's posts from their personal pages and they're aiming at one person, now it's everyone's business. He said something along the lines, other producers are just recording people for free, or they're recording for a hit song and no money. And he posted his cars and his houses. My question is it really a lucrative a thing to do in Zimbabwe. So ngatoti munhu atori producer ana rimwe basa raanoita. Mari yacho, can you make it? Can you make a living? Are you making a living? Can you feed your family? Or ndezvembiri?
Well, to be honest with you, the fact that we call it a business, it means it has to be lucrative.
Yeah.
A normal person should not get into a business that is not lucrative. And if you're doing things for fun, that's fine. But if you're in it as a business, it has to work. I've been doing music 20 years. That's all I knew for 20 years, just music alone. And there's not a day that I've had to go and look for money somewhere else. Yeah. I'm married now. I take care of my family using the same formula. Yeah. You know, we wedded using the same formula. We go to holidays using the same formula. Talk of building life, it's just the same formula. So it works. The question is, what is your standard? What value have you placed upon yourself? Yeah. Because everybody, let's go to singers, everybody sings. But some put more value on themselves than others. I'll give a funny example of one Nottingesa Madomas. Yeah. Pamsika kazhinji panenge paine madzimai 4. Then pamadzimai 4 ipapapa pane mumwe anogona kusuccess kudarika mumwe. If you check ane formula yake inoshandira. And other than that, avatotengesa madomasi vari apa. But kuseri kwavo kune supermarket who are selling madomasi yao akapackage wakaita sei, and they're making more money nemadomasi mamwe chete yao. So why are those people making more money madomas than imimi muri panze? It's because you have decided to invest more in it and take it more serious than our way up. Maybe kuda, maybe my situations, but the honest truth is what you put in determines what gets out. Yeah. So in any, I personally invested in the music. Studio kwangu kawea, there's free Wi-Fi, unlimited. I pay. Ukawea studio, tukwanza kutro tea. Kwa studio, ukwanza kuna TV, you can relax.
There's a TV?
There are two, but it's not a big thing, as Shami said as well. You know, but my point is, I try by all means to make you feel comfortable, to make you feel like this is the best place. Look at this place.
You forgot to mention the nice couches.
You know what I mean?
The nice couches.
I'm here. This is a beautiful place. Yeah. We've been to other places in other countries, sorry to say, but this is a standard. When I get here, I'm proud to be Zimbabwean, you know, and that value determines also what it means as a business to others. So because I've invested, I know that I'm bound to get it back. Yeah.
You mentioned the being here in Zimbabwe and it making you proud and everything. You've had the privilege to experience different genres come about even in Zimbabwe. Mamuriko before Zim Dance, or you are here now, it's happening. Urban Guavas, which I think was the hottest and hit for our era anyway. Yeah. Best productions really for Zimbabwe, if I do say so myself. What do you make of the industry now?
The industry now is now experimental.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing, but it will be good if in the end we know what we want or we know who we are. I feel like just like in the days of urban grooves, people were experimental, but they knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to come up with the Zim sound, but also being cognizant of the fact that the world out there is doing things in a certain way. There's a certain vibe that is going on. So it's the same with now. We know that what's topping the world charts right now is Afrobeats. Yeah. So we find that in as much as there's hip-hop, there's Zim dancehall, there's what, everybody is now trying to find a common ground that makes them sit on the international platform with an identifiable Zim sound. Yeah. But mukuzvita imo muzvikunetsa. Vamwe vakambofunga maybe the fire emoji thing is now the Zim sound. Vamwe vakambofunga kuti Zim dancehall is now the Zim sound. What genre is that? It's hip-hop, trappish, but they put in a bit of Zimbabwean Mairi. So yeah, so they're trying to come up with an identifiable Zim sound, and they will get there. And it's now their responsibility. So we did our part. Yeah. So the sooner they do it, the better. If it goes for long, it will become a problem.
How?
It's not I'm confused. That's not
identity sound. Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to talk about identity sound. Now, there's particular producers. I want to mention I'll pick Master KG, you know when his song is a song. You can, there's elements. I don't know if that's a thing or if it's him not being able to move out of that. But as a producer, I don't think you have a particular sound. Often we're asking, song yeah, no, Macdee. So you're quite versatile. Do you have a specific sound that when you're producing, you lean toward? I don't know, do you always make sure you have a jazz element?
No. Normally I do what the client needs, but at the same time we then agree, because what music is all about is knowing who your initial audience is, like your initial target audience. And your initial target audience is home. There's no way you can say I'm making music for Germany. Germany has its own people. Make music for
That's
home.
Relatable.
And then it can grow to other countries. So, Patro Gadzira, I ask you, Kutizani, do you think if we go to Mbari right now and play this song, Can I sing a Buddha, then why are we doing it? Tapedza could play a song. Do you think if I play it for a stranger and it's done, there's a song that you know, can I play it?
That
means I know kids, they're not shorter.
Yeah, definitely. If someone doesn't want to, they say, Joma, if it's nice, you got to do it twice. And that's when you know a sound is good. Now, I must ask you about copyrights before we go for a break. They've always been there. I don't know why in Zimbabwe it felt like in anything, even in script writing, there's copyrights and everything. That if you make new shoes, you can put a copyright on a certain invention. Why do you think that it feels or looks like Zimbabwe takatanga manje is copyrights? Just now and the charambas being, I think, the highlight of what made people question what copyrights are.
Well, it's good that you asked that. We had a seminar yesterday, a workshop yesterday with all the key players in the arts sector, hosted by the National Arts Council at a local hotel. We had the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Arts, Mr. Moyo, and he spoke something that I quickly got a hold of, just defining the problems that people were talking about regarding piracy and copyrights and all these things and these breaches. The first thing, the biggest thing he highlighted was we have a serious knowledge gap in the industry. It's sad to say, but the honest truth is people don't know about copyright.
I figured.
Yeah. I don't know whether it's pride that makes us not admit.
I thought it's because it's in English. I couldn't quite pin it why people don't actually get it.
But the honest truth is musicians, composers, and all these key players, most of them, I would say 80% of them, have no complete knowledge of what copyrights are and the systems around protecting your work. And as a result, people are being manipulated, people are being swindled, people are giving away their rights,
and their money
death rights and their money, and they are languishing in poverty while they create money every day for other people. So we have a serious knowledge gap. I wanted to make a contribution yesterday, but everybody was busy raising their hand up. And my contribution now on ZTN is, I think we need a basic template. Have you ever seen that lawyers, when it comes to issues of divorce, they have simple, simplified
I get
text.
a structural procedure, structural setting where we can say this must fall under this so we know
this
what
marriage is like this 30 chapter thing. So when it comes to copyright, a simple small document that we can give to our artists, even if they say they know, knowing deep down that they don't, if every artist gets something like that, a template that defines the law regarding copyright, I'm telling you, we'll be in a different place. What caused this whole stay was just signal issue with Baba Charamba, and I'll be honest, it opened people's eyes. Some people started questioning, like,
and some people didn't even know they were losing money. Listen, there's so much to write home about speaking here. To producer, singer-songwriter Macdee. Please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to it. It is still exclusive interviews right here on ZTN Prime, speaking to producer, singer, songwriter Macdee. Now, we've touched on music, and we're actually very appreciative of your suggestion, you proffered a solution to say, maybe we could actually have people do this and that. And I do hope that people out there are taking notes on that one. Now, we must also maybe bring you a bit back so we get to understand exclusively. Eternity Records is your record label. When did you start it, and why did you decide you wanted to be by yourself or produce by yourself?
Well, I started in 2010, but I had been producing music since 2004. Firstly, I was at Movip, and then I was taken by Country Boy Records under Innocent Gota, and then we started our own thing with Flash Gordon and this guy called Prof G. The studio was called Connected Studios, where we did this thing called Machiki Chori, and then from there, that's when I then decided, no, I need to try and professionalize this thing to actually run it like a company. That's when I started Eternity Productions in 2010, registered it and put up all the necessary things in place. And the main reason why I decided to just work alone is I wanted to explore the riches that are within me on a professional platform, rather than just being all over the place. Studio I don't like begging, and I don't like feeling like I'm under somebody, and then I have to be accountable to someone. When someone feels like, don't breathe, you have to stop breathing. I feel like as a creative, you need that space, you need that ability to express yourself however you want. And Eternity just gave me that platform, and I was able to work with whoever I wanted in gospel and non-gospel, and it flourished pretty well. And it has been something that I've never regretted.
I love the word flourished. Flourished is so complete. It's like, then I flourished. Love that. Now let's talk about Eternity Records. And listen, you use the right word. It's flourishing in Zimbabwe. It was, or still is. We yet to find out. Even by the time I got into the industry, it was one of the studios I first got to. And now you've moved to the United Kingdom. So first, we want to know why. Is Eternity Records still in Zimbabwe? Do we am a branch here? What's happening?
No, we just took an opportunity.
When you say we, who are you talking about?
Family, me and my wife. Yeah, we just took an opportunity. I work with more people from the diaspora than local. Yeah, I get a lot of bookings. At times I feel like a prophet. You know, the current prophets, they've got people that fly in from there to there, and then they book them in hotels, and then they come for the one-on-ones. So I do the one-on-ones with these guys.
Wow. So this was happening a lot when you were still here in Zimbabwe?
Yes, it still is. I went to the UK in June.
Yes.
But then by September, I was back because I had a booking for my artist who was based in the States.
Tell me something. So when you come back to Zim for a booking for an artist that stays in the United States, who incurs the cost?
The artist.
Yeah, auntie. Listen, you're living large. It's like you get flown from the United Kingdom to come produce in Zimbabwe and then go back to the UK.
You never
The world must hear about this. Amazing. You know, you make me want to get into production because, wow.
Well, I'm here because one of my artists based in the UK has got a show in Birmingham in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
So we are having rehearsals.
In Zimbabwe?
In Zimbabwe.
Absolutely lovely. We love that, man. I mean, this is the life that we all want to live in. I'm just booked in the United Kingdom. Let's talk about your market here in Zimbabwe. Of course, you said you didn't have walk-ins. We get that. But obviously, you have those ones that can't particularly afford to fly you back down for a recording. What's happening to them?
We're working.
It can be done.
Okay, the thing is,
remotely.
My studio is still working. I've got 2 producers that I've trained who are running the studio, who actually have the #1 song in Zimbabwe right now called Gorerino by Tembalami. It was produced by my boys in the studio, Tadex and Mute Bass. So they are doing well. So all I do is when someone wants to record is I create the initial concept, I send it over. Since they have Wi-Fi, I taught them Wi-Fi should always be there. They get the concept, they invite the artist. Artist puts in their voices with my guidance. At times, I will be live with them, directing. But you know, these
things are happening.
It has to happen. We are in.
Do you know? I think when we think of production in Zimbabwe, I speak for myself mostly when I say that we're still envisioning in the gym. My records go and where they would be there recording for 3 days, one song in this 14 minutes. You know, so I think that's how backward I still am. So I'm thinking, if I walk into a studio and the producer is live on, I'm like, sound would I say? So maybe
that's where the world is.
Yeah, that's where the world is now.
So I'm serving the market here. Even commercials, radio commercials, and everything. Yeah, I'm doing from there, and nothing has changed really. Yeah. So I consider myself as someone who works here and works in the UK as well. And
how does it feel like when you say that? When people say, "Where do you stay?" I'm like, "Oh no, I just work in Zimbabwe and the United Kingdom once in a while."
It's nice, but being in a foreign land is nothing to be proud of.
I was about to ask, how's that?
It's beautiful. It's better and everything. The economy there is better. The access to things, access to knowledge, access to resources is better. But there will never be a place like home.
Yeah, definitely. And if that's the case, talk to me about being a married man and being in the limelight. How did you curb the, what you call them? Temptations, yes.
Temptations do not care whether you're in the limelight or not, number one. Temptations do not care whether you are married or not, number two.
But the attacks are heavier. Like, you were venturing into the gospel here. The attacks are heavier when you're sitting on a pedestal like that.
I think for me, this work, it's so busy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here. From here, I have a recording. From recording, I have a rehearsal. From a rehearsal, I know I'm going to sleep at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Even when I was here, if you ask people at the building where we are situated in Baines Avenue, they will tell you this guy leaves the studio at 3 a.m. You know,
I can imagine.
Where do you get the time to accommodate a second person and a third person in your marriage?
I'm looking at you like this because that is the uniform thing to say, and I'm proud that you're, because we witness a lot. But
I'm not saying if time was there, I would accommodate.
I was about to ask the question. I was about to ask you, is it because you don't have the time?
No.
So thank you for clearing that part up.
Yeah.
Now we must also talk about future productions. And now that we see that you are also in the United Kingdom, we have the hopes that at least we also get our sound to be integrated into those platforms through to those ears. Are you working toward anything like that?
Oh yes, that's what I've been working on for the past 8 months that I've been stationed there. And what I've recognized is for them to recognize you as an entity worth having that discussion where you say, I have artists and I need to plug them. You have to be an entity there. So what I did is I registered Eternity Music in the UK, and all processes are close to done. We have started operations, and so the next phase now is creating work for locals in the UK before you start importing from there, because what they want to know is, what are you doing for us here? You know, such that we could say you're worth having a conversation. Because if I'm that person who's just saying, no, I've got Trevor and I need you from Zimbabwe, he's so good, just play him. It's really of no value to them, if you know what I mean. So I'm trying to use this approach of dealing with them as one of their own, you know, like we are working in the same community. And this is what I'm doing for the community while we are doing this. So while I serve the community, I also have another community in Zim. I think it's a better thing, and we are very close to that. I've recorded, I think, two artists. The third one is in the making, and they're set to release. Apparently, they just don't record and release. They record, and then all this process of registration and thingies, and then videos, and then marketing plan. It's a whole ball game. I'm telling you. By the time they say we are releasing, you would have forgotten that I recorded the song. I
heard. I mean, we've been speaking to a couple of artists who do stay abroad, and they say things like that, like, "Well, you know, so Pisa." You're like, "Oh yeah, no, that did happen."
Yeah.
Listen, I must say to you all together, it's been absolutely stupendous. It
was too short.
It was too short. We would love the whole day so we can go through the nitty-gritty. But hey, this is the time that we do have. And I'm also glad that you got to touch on the nuances in production, in the systems, in the music. And with that being said, thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for having me. And it's a pleasure to have been here.
I hope the next time you get booked, we do see you back here again. Are you looking to move back here permanently?
I stay here. and I stayed there.
I stayed
so
there.
there's no moving.
There's no moving.
If you see me a month from now, just know that.
We are roaming about.
Yeah.
Lovely. Was hanging out here with Macdonald Chidavaenzi, and you know him, we know him as Macdee. I do hope that you found that quite edifying. And my name is Erica Ndoro. Until next time, please have a good evening.